Here for episode 420 of Community Universe Mode. I get it, 420, the weed, the marijuana, and edition number 111 of Monday Night Fusion. Finally, for the first time in like 3 weeks, actually on a Monday, kept having to postpone this past month, but here we are, Monday night for Fusion, and an action-packed card as always. As we know that we are just 6 fine fans from the Fusion exclusive pay-per-view Sacrifice going to be coming at you. That is right, this Sunday, the same day as the Super Bowl. No, we got a lot of footed ball fans in CMV, but what's more important? Come on. Obviously, CMV. Probably going to be live around 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but that's this Sunday, guys. We still have a lot to get to this week in Fusion, Reality Wrestling, and Genesis, of course, but what a card we have in store for you as things kick off with some singles action. Bryce Canyon, guys, going to be battling Azrael. Welcome in, everybody. What up, Hellish, Big Soul, Batman, Crizzy, Dynamic? Hello, hello. And starting things off for us here, ladies and gentlemen, the man who made his debut just last week on Fusion number 110, The Race, Bryce Canyon, back at it again. Of course, he defeated Troy Myers in that debut match. He is coming off of a loss, though, on last week's Reality Wrestling to Ryan Riley. So you know that tonight Bryce Canyon is looking to go positive. This kid might rival Hayden as the shortest superstar in all of CMV, but boy, as he athletic, he is quick as a whip. You blink, you're going to miss this kid's offense. Looking for another big win tonight in the form of Azrael, a former two-time international champion, I should say, and Fusion Tag Team Champion. Guys, tonight is looking to be a good one for CMV, the main event. I cannot wait. As voted by you guys, the CMV Universe, Andrew Briggs will be going one-on-one with Bison the Barbarian. Twice they have fought before. Believe it or not, both of those times Andrew Briggs has had Bison's number. They fought for the first time in Season 3. Andrew Briggs won, and they fought last season. Andrew Briggs was victorious. Can the King of the Ring winner do it again tonight with so much coming his way this Sunday? Of course, he challenges Hayden for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. We've also got Mr. Money in the Bank and one half of the new tag team champions, Jacob Ziegler, in action as he takes on one half of the ATL and Deshaun Porter, and a whole lot more as Azrael now makes his way out from the back of the BOA. Of course, will be involved in the Ultimate Sacrifice match this Sunday at Sacrifice. He'll be joined by Harvey Hastings, Miles Kelly, and Paul Devine, all 4 of them putting something on the line in order to gain entry into that matchup. And we know that the winner not only gets to keep whatever they sacrifice, but will also receive a World Championship matchup at the Fusion exclusive pay-per-view Dark Carnival. Azrael, we know, put on the line his hair. Azrael, a big movie star, his new movie coming out later this year. He's all about the looks. But Azrael said himself, you know, Harvey Hastings is putting on the line his United States title. Miles Kelly putting his career on the line while Paul Devine puts his Fusion contract on the line. Azrael said, hell, I got out easy. I just have to put my hair on the line. I can grow that back. But still, if Azrael loses that Ultimate Sacrifice match, which we know now, you know, all the stipulations I just went over, it is a fatal 4-way, no escape steel cage match, a 16-foot black steel cage the 4 men will be trapped inside of, and the only way to win is by pinfall or submission, so hopefully no 4 of these guys are claustrophobic. What up, Vic? You think so? You hoping so? Briggs versus Bison, our main event. But right now, guys, Bryce Canyon versus Azrael kicking off the show. And you might be asking yourself, where the hell is Black Gale? Because This was actually supposed to be Black Gale making his Fusion debut, taking on Azrael, but he did not arrive to the arena earlier tonight, so Johnny Sampson, the general manager, had to make a quick decision and throw in Bryce Canyon in here last minute. So Azrael's been preparing all week for Black Gale, who, of course, after winning at Validation via countout over Matseo Yum, he did win the match, but he didn't win the title. Black Gale then showed up last week on Fusion, just going absolutely nuts, having a bit of a breakdown. And it has been officially announced that he's signed with Monday Night Fusion, jumping ship from, oh shit, Azrael already looking to finish off this match here. Trying to make quick work of the newcomer Bryce Canyon with consequence to the race. What the hell? Hooks the leg, 1, 2, and gets the win. What the fuck? Azrael. I'm actually speechless. Azrael just whooped the shit out of Bryce Canyon with the quickness, and a consequence puts the Youngblood down for the 3 count. Azrael ain't playing around. The Boa picking up a big scoop of momentum headed into the Ultimate Sacrifice match this Sunday. A message sent to Hastings, Kelly, and Divine there. I guess Gale should be fortunate that he didn't show up tonight to take on Azrael. Otherwise, that may have been him. What a win for the Boa. Mamma mia, guacamole. Are we looking at a new Azrael? Jesus. I did not expect the night to start. I was actually looking forward to a good match between Canyon and Azrael there, but I guess I was wrong. Guess I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up. But guys, the action continues up next here. Our second matchup of the night. I'm going to see Zach Smith stacked up against the debuting Josh Wolf. Of course, making his Fusion debut. Remember back at Exodus, after Josh Wolf suffered a loss to Ray Furioso, he went on another rampage, destroying the backstage area, attacking officials and superstars. And Castle Fave, remember the first time he did that, she warned Josh. She said, if you do that again, I'm going to have to suspend you, Josh. I'm going to have to, reprimand you. And she did just that. She followed through on her promise. Josh Wolf suspended from Genesis for 2 months, but he showed up at Validation after Travis King and his teammates knocked off Divine and his squad. Josh Wolf said he's not just going to sit around with his thumb up his ass while he's suspended. He's coming here to Fusion to battle Click on a new front to make sure that the disease of Click doesn't spread, but he was too late, as Travis King would announce he is a part of Click. Before he, Xander Slate, and Randy Borton beat Josh Wolf down. Wolf got a bit of retribution last week when he jumped Travis King before his match. The two got into a bit of a brawl, but again, it was Travis King who was the one standing when the dust settled and security came rushing out to break the two apart. But Josh Wolf now, in his time away from Genesis, looking to pick up some wins here on Monday Night Fusion as he takes on NGW alumni Zach Smith, of course, who's coming off a loss to Bison last week. Smith, since debuting here on Fusion some months ago, has been unable to grab any victory. Will tonight be his night? And battling back the Genesis Invader, because technically Wolf is still a Genesis superstar. Johnny Sampson, I guess, just says, hey, why not? Wolf's a pretty big name. Maybe boost the ratings a little bit, get people tuning in. Yeah, Zach Smith had a hell of a match against Bison last week. He definitely hung around for a while with the Barbarian, but in the end, Bison got the victory. Of course, Bison in action in our main event. Taking on Andrew Brick. Look at the smirk on Zach Smith's face. Here he comes, the inaugural and two-time CMV Rising Star Champion. Looks to continue his battle against Click. On a different front, I mean, Click truly spreading through CMV, whereas Josh puts it like a disease. Travis King said like a cure. They've got soldiers, of course, on Genesis as their main, battlefield, but Chris Adams on Unmatched, Amber Briggs on Ferocity, and now Travis King on Fusion. Like I said, though, Josh Wolf not going to sit around dilly-dallying during his suspension, going to keep the fight alive. He can't support the resistance on Genesis, but he's going to take the fight to King here on Fusion. And guys, it's actually been announced by General Manager Johnny Sampson that this Sunday at Sacrifice, it will be Travis King and Josh Wolf going one-on-one. So, Wolf definitely wants to pick up that victory here before heading into battle against the perfect specimen this Sunday. And here we go, Zach Smith taking on the debuting, technically, Josh Wolf. Referee Murphy rings that bell, and here we go. Wolf right out of the gate with a single underhook DDT. Guys, still to come a lot. Up next, six-man tag team action between the newcomers to Monday Night Fusion. We've also got more tag action later on tonight as the Ballers Club, Chris Diamond and Ron Cross, will be taking on Matt Devious and Ryan Kent. Guys, announced for this Sunday, Ryan Kent will make his first defense in his second reign as light heavyweight champion against Chris Diamond and Matt Devious in a triple threat match. So we're going to see if Devious and Kent can work together tonight to try to knock off the Ballers Club for a bit of momentum. Sent on there by Josh Wolf, taking Zach Smith to school early on in firm control. Now an Irish whip and Smith out onto the apron. Goes for a shoulder thrust and sink. It's a high kick to the side of the head. Nice reversal by Smith, who jumps back into the ring now. Zach Smith, even though he's taken a lot of losses, has yet to grab a victory here on Fusion. He's definitely had some great matches. He took Damien to the limit last month, and again last week he had a great match with Bison. But he really wants that victory. He needs that victory. Does the NGW alumni. Irish whip now turning things around. Goes for a calf kick, but Josh Wolf sees it coming. Goes for a belly-to-belly reversal, though, with a trio of punches directly to the face there by Smith. Now a snapmare has Wolf in trouble. Elbow right to the top of the head. Hey, what up, Flashy? Welcome, welcome. Excited for that six-man tag match. Up next, beautiful disaster kick by Smith. Now tries for the pin. Will that be enough? Only a 1 count. Drop kick now attempted by Zach, but Josh Wolf sees it coming, moves out of the way, and a drop kick of his own, perfectly executed. Kick to the chest to make sure that Smith stays down. That's definitely going to be a big test, maybe one of the biggest matches of Josh Wolf's career this Sunday when he takes on former world champion Travis King. And it certainly won't be easy, so Josh really looking to get this win. Shoulder thrust has Smith down on the outside. I thought Josh might try to take the count out win. Now going out to collect his opponent. Kick to the chest, brings Smith up to his feet. Into the announce table, using his environment as Smith, or the vessel of Fenrir, to try to take down. Oh, punch! And Josh Wolf just smacking off the apron there, where all the hardest parts of the ring converge. Now a gut-wrench powerbomb by Zach Smith, as the NGW alumni throws Smith, or rather throws Wolf, I should say, into the apron again. And at a count of 6, we are getting into dangerous territory here. 7 now. Zach Smith brings Wolf up to his feet and then breaks the count. Zach Smith not wanting things to end dirty here. Little show of respect, if you will. Oh, nice reverse DDT there by Zach. What up, True? This is kind of like a WWE roleplay, but we don't use real superstars. We only use cause created by everybody that you see in the chat. Oh, Wolf enters the ring and knocks out the ref. That looks 100% intentional, as Smith takes out Wolf now with an Osaka street cutter. Exclamation point CMV in the chat will let you know more about us if you're wondering. and exclamation point join. We'll give you a link to our website if you want to join. Hey, what up, JT? I don't believe we ever had you in the chat yet. Nice to have you. That 6-man tag match up next. See JT Fury in action. I don't know why Wolf just super kicked poor Murphy there, but lucky he didn't get disqualified. Murphy being lenient. Now super kick to Smith. Wrong time to taunt. What up, Crispy? And now Vintage Wolf with the DDT. Wolf now, what the hell is he doing here? Doing some little Joe standing 450 splash, the athleticism that takes. Unfortunately, not enough for Wolf to get the win, but now Josh on the attack, looks to finish things off, maybe with the jaws of Fenrir are on the hunt, but Smith clutching a reverse, reverses the reversal to Wolf, and now a super kick right to the side of the head. Beautiful lion salt now by Joshy boy. What a matchup this has been thus far, as Wolf a second time looking to ring the bell. Trying to give Zach Smith a concussion here. And Wolf now to the corner. Lets out a mighty roar, a howl, if you will. As now once again, lining up the shot is Wolf. Looking to finish off the match. Vintage on the hunt. Will that be enough to score Wolf the victory here in his Fusion debut? Making sure there's no rope breaks as now he hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. It is enough, and Josh Wolf is victorious. And as we watch the highlights, guys, we have our first tweet of the evening from Ryan Kent, who says, if I was against Bison, he wouldn't even last 5 seconds. That's probably how long Briggs will last against him tonight. The light heavyweight champion with some shots towards Briggs there, but if we look at the history, Briggs is 2-0 over Bison. So if you're a betting man, you might want to put your chips on the King of the Ring winner, but also Bison is in a foul mood after losing to Hayden at Validation last Sunday. We saw what he did to Zach Smith last week. But what a victory. Her Wolf, guys, picking up. But wait a minute. His sacrifice opponent clicks Travis King, rushing the ring and close onto the back of Wolf's head. Travis King looking to pay back Wolf for that attack last week. Now Josh from behind. Travis King caught with a catchphrase. Stomped down onto the face. A little preview of what's to come this Sunday at Sacrifice when these two meet one-on-one. The representative of Click, the former world champion, maybe going for a tour of the islands, but Wolf with a back suplex looks to get the upper hand here today on Monday Night Fusion. After a hellacious match with Zach Smith, Wolf hammering away, now lining up the shot. This has got to feel so good for Wolf if he can put down the perfect specimen on the hunt, but King with a knee to the top of the head. Clutching with that reverse and a big belly to belly. Travis King, elbow drop to the down to Wolf. A stomp. Where's security? Murphy trying to maintain order here. And now the tour of the islands. Josh Wolf in big time trouble as Travis King looks to put the final nail in the coffin. Checkmate. And will this be Josh Wolf's fate this Sunday at Sacrifice, as for the third time Travis King has Josh's number? Excuse me. I'm getting that sip of water as Travis King again gets one up over the vessel of Fenrir, guys. But this Sunday, Wolf having the opportunity to bounce back in a big way when they go one-on-one. But up next, the action continues. Six-man tag team matchup about to take to the ring as the newcomers of Monday Night Fusion clash. Still to come, a lot more to get to. The Ballers Club going to be battling Matt Devious and light heavyweight champion Ryan Kent. We have Damian, guys, looking to bounce back after this week to Shanaz Andoni, now 16-1. The Gargoyle of Destruction looks to get back on track when he takes on Rise. And then in our main event, of course, as voted by you, the fans, Andrew Briggs, the King of the Ring winner, looking to challenge Hayden this Sunday in the main event of Sacrifice for the world title. Is going to be faced with the Beast, Bison. But here we got Kevin Silva, Ryan Riley, and Seth Royce taking on the team of Chris Sullivan, JT Fury, and Flashy. And it has been announced, guys, that this Sunday on the Sacrifice pre-show, former tag team partners Kevin Silva and Chris Sullivan will be going one-on-one in singles competition. They have been trashing each other nonstop this past month on Twitter. They get a taste of each other here in this six-man tag match, but they'll look to finally settle their beef this Sunday on pay-per-view. And here he comes, the self-proclaimed Portuguese god of wrestling, Kevin Silva. Very impressive submission expert and one hell of a striker. Both he and Chris Sullivan are coming off of losses, though, on last week's Reality Wrestling. Silva caught the L at the hands of Flashy, actually. Gonna try to get that win back here in this one. There's actually a bit of controversy because Kevin Silva said that Flashy hit him in the nether region to get the win in that match last week. And a tweet here, guys, from Josh Wolf, who recuperated from that attack at the hands of Travis King. Now says Sacrifice is a good name for the pay-per-view because King is going to sacrifice his soul to Fenrir. So despite the fact that King once again let him down, Josh Wolf seems pretty confident that he will emerge victorious this Sunday. As now, no love, Seth Royce makes his way out from the back. This guy is one mean motherfucker, hard hitting. Last time we saw Seth Royce was 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Fusion, a part of a triple threat alongside JT Fury and Flashy. And Seth Royce actually hit his finishing maneuver, a corkscrew neckbreaker. But then JT Fury stole the pin on Flashy to get the victory in that match. So Royce now looking to get a bit of payback for that, as JT Fury is on the opposite team. Last but not least, for trio number one, my friends, is the unbeaten Ryan Riley. Ryan Riley actually in his debut defeated Flashy, and just last week forced Bryce Canyon to tap out. Has that very deadly cross-face chicken wing in his arsenal that every man on the opposite team gonna have to be weary of. Ryan Riley, definitely not one to be taken lightly. He has certainly impressed since debuting in CMV last month. Ryan Riley also defeating Chris Sullivan some weeks ago on Reality Wrestling. The two shared some respect towards one another on Twitter afterwards. But respect is one thing. Ryan Riley not going to be looking to lay down for Sullivan. Instead, going to try to beat him again here in this six-man. This is actually Riley's Fusion debut. His first Fusion matchup. All right, so there we have it. Team number one, Kevin Silva, Seth Royce, and Ryan Riley. As now the opposing force gets kicked off with Chris Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen. The young hopeful here on Monday Night Fusion, of course, started his career in CMV some months ago, tag teaming with Kevin Silva, known as Kill Switch. But after taking loss after loss, Kevin Silva disbanded the team, blaming all of their misfortune on Chris Sullivan. And like I said, since then, these two have been at each other's throats, talking all sorts of trash on Twitter non-stop. Comes to an end this Sunday when they go one-on-one. And as JT Fury makes his way out from the gorilla position, 1993, I don't know how to say it, your actual name there. But you do not have to own the game. We have people who create calls for those who do not have the game. So I'll create a call for you, or Maury, who's not here, Topher sometimes. But if you join our website and post a thread, like asking somebody if they'll make a call for you, if you have like screenshots maybe, or it's just something in mind, you can join that way. But the unbeaten JT Fury, my friends, back at it again out here on Monday Night Fusion number 111. And JT Fury, of course, would love to get the win here, because later on this week on Reality Wrestling Thursday, he has a chance to become Rising Star Champion when he challenges, of course, the current champ, Matseo Yume. That match announced last week, but last but not least, the one and only Flashy finally getting himself a win last week when he defeated Kevin Silva one-on-one on Reality Wrestling. Flashy now going to look to try to work together with Sullivan and Fury here to keep his winning ways alive. It has been a tough season for Flashy, struggling to get victories. The turning point begun last week. Will it continue? Here tonight it's going to be Kevin Silva. Oh, look at this. Starting things off against Chris Sullivan. A preview of this Sunday when these two go one-on-one on the Sacrifice pre-show. And immediately, the Dragon's going to from the Portuguese god of wrestling. Ah, I see. True chaos, I got you. Knee to the top of the head, right to that chrome dome. As Silva lines up the shot to take double boots right into the side of his old tag team partner's head. You know, these two love getting their hands on each other right now. Power bomb right now. It's more just Silva absolutely destroying old Chris. Brings him up to a vertical base, gets an arm drag though as Sullivan wants to turn things around. Has the support of the CMV Universe and his partners out on the apron. Couple of elbows to the side of the head. As now Silva with a beautiful butterfly suplex. You're going to see a lot of suplexes out of the arsenal of Kevin Silva. Of course, he's going to try to finish things off with that abominable stretch of his. Hot tag attempt here by Sullivan. Almost made it. But Silva stopping him just in the nick of time as now he brings Chris up to his feet but gets an arm wrench that drops him face first right into the mat. Now a tag early on, and here comes JT Fury. This Thursday on Reality Wrestling could very well be our next Rising Star champion. Of course, he'll have to get through Masao Yume, but Fury has been extraordinarily impressive since debuting here in CMV, currently standing at 3-0. Goes for a hook to the jaw, forearm smash connecting though. Shoots into Silva for that capture suplex, and that usually plays as a prelude to the abominable stretch. Not going to go for the pin though, is Kevin. Instead gets a shoulder block there by J2, who now brings Silva up to his feet. Face to face, they stand over the shoulders. Nothing pretty coming Silva's way. Oh, fireman's carry transition into a sidewalk slam. Unique offense, and now a tag to Flashy. Double Y. One of the quickest men on the Fusion roster. Climbing up to that second turnbuckle as he lines up the shot on Silva. And a beautiful knee to the chest. He actually used a different variation of that to defeat Kevin Silva last week on Reality Wrestling. Blow to the midsection. Now Silva shoots low, gets a DDT. Silva repeatedly trying to crawl his way over to the corner and make a tag to Seth Royce or Ryan Riley. Silva, desperate attempt to lock on the abominable stretch right there. Front headlock. Look at that. Flashy releases it, and Silva shoots directly to try to finish things off here. Abominable stretch cinched in, but just like last week, Flashy is able to escape it with a hip toss. Now standing face to face, Flashy goes for an pile driver by Flashy. Going old school there, dealing some big time damage. Flash realizing that he wasn't having a whole lot of luck with those stomps. Now drags Silva towards the center of the ring for a gut wrench power bomb. Some power on display there by Flashy. Vertical base now. Kick to the gut. And there's that Kinshasa! That is what Flashy defeated Silva with last week, but doesn't go for the pin here. Instead, taunting to Chris Sullivan. Now lines up the shot on Silva. Could be in big time trouble as Flashy with the 8-second ride to pick up the win for his team. We haven't even seen Ryan Riley or Seth Royce tagged in yet. This one could be over. Here comes Chris Sullivan trying to stop Seth Royce, but a little bit too slow. Now Royce with the European uppercut to Sullivan there. Flashy helping out his tag team partner. Royce is pissed. Springboard moonsault beautifully executed right there by Flashy, who now tags in JT Fury. Silva is most definitely hurting right now. Another moonsault or a lion salt there. What up, Maury? Middle of this six-man tag team matchup. Vintage Fury right here. The roll-up transitioned into a butterfly DDT. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Royce and Ryan Riley livid. They didn't even get tagged in. Silva just got the gauntlet run on him. as JT Fury picks up the win for his team, remains unbeaten. And Flashy nabbing another win as well. Oh, look at this. As that match comes to an end, we have a tweet from the Rising Star champion, Matt Seo-Youm, who says, "Sorry, this piece of trash belongs to me." Talking, of course, about the Rising Star title, but this Thursday that might change when JT Fury challenges him for the gold. But tonight, these three men working very well together. Kevin Silva just would not tag. We didn't get to see Royce or Riley. But what a victory for these three. And still a lot to get to here tonight, guys. On Monday Night Fusion number 111. Sacrifice this Sunday. Up next, Deshaun Porter of the ATL in action as he will be battling Mr. Money in the Bank and one half of the new Fusion Tag Team Champions in Jacob Ziegler. After this, it'll be the Ballers Club taking on Matt Devious and Ryan Kent. Then we have Damian facing off against Rise. Two big men colliding there. And in our main event, of course, as voted by you guys, the fans, takes on Bison. Guys, this Sunday, we know at Sacrifice that the ATL will be challenging Jacob Ziegler and Hayden for the Fusion Tag Team titles. Hayden going to be pulling double duty. As we know in the main event, he has to defend his world title against Andrew Briggs. While Jacob Ziegler, of course, just has to worry about this tag title defense. Little preview of it coming our way up next. Sorry, I was fucking wearing these socks right now, and they're very uncomfortable. I've never worn uncomfortable socks before, but these things are driving me nuts. And here they are, the currently can't say unbeaten technically anymore, because last week they did take the loss to Blood and Stone, but it was via countout. The ATL, both Malcolm Fry and Deshaun Porter, remain unpinned and unsubmitted. And I'd consider that unbeaten if you ask me. These two kids, so incredibly impressive as a unit, but tonight we see how Porter fares on his own, as Malcolm Fry is purely out here for support. And here he comes, my friends. Mr. Money in the Bank. And now one half of the brand new CMV Tag Team Champions. Jacob Ziegler, he and Hayden, to the shock of everybody, managing to not tear each other's throats out long enough to defeat the Anarchists in last week's main event. Of course, Hayden would have you think that he did all the work, that he got the win in pretty much a handicap match. But Ziggler, even though he nor Hayden are exactly thrilled with the idea of being partners, we're going to have to see if they can work together again this Sunday to defend those titles against the ATL. And that is going to be one hell of a challenge, because Hayden and Kitely, of course, you're not going to see any what's the word I'm looking for? Any chemistry there. They hate each other. They can't stand each other. While the ATL, like I said, a well-oiled machine, these two kids have just, man, they've blown me away with how quickly they've just jumped right to the top of the tag team division. Of course, they earned that tag team title shot they'll get this Sunday at Sacrifice by defeating Logan Hale and Miles Kelly some weeks ago. Jacob Ziegler was able to start off the match strong with that running knee, but Shawn Porter quickly grabbing control for himself as he goes up to that second turnbuckle. A senton attempted, but Jacob Ziegler with that veteran instinct saw it coming, able to move out of the way. Front headlock with an arm wrench, going to drop Shawn down to the mat. He's got to be careful of that, because we know that Ziegler's arsenal is that crossface or the Hollywood hold. Both he and Hayden wielding that deadly submission maneuver. Shawn Porter knocking Ziegler down to the outside. He's in a bad part of town right now, but Malcolm Fry can't lay his hands on Ziegler lest he cause a disqualification. Shawn stand on the attack. Nice Hurricane Rana on the outside to boot that hard concrete line beneath those pads. Might as well not even have those. Offering no support as now the back gets worked on with that knee to the spine. And at a count of 4, Shawn Porter gets caught with a jawbreaker. Mr. Money in the Bank fighting back, looking to pick up the momentum for he and Hayden, whether he likes it or not, heading into this Sunday. Guys, a count of 6 right now. The Pride of Scotland going to return this fight to the squared circle at the count of 7. Of course, you'll notice that Shawn Porter has Malcolm Fry, but in his corner, Hayden ain't out here supporting Ziegler. I don't even know if Hayden's in the arena tonight. He's not booked for action. That stiff slap right across the face of Ziegler, hoping that that'll be enough to get the win, but just a 1 count. It's not certainly far from the first time that Hayden's pulled double duty on a pay-per-view. I mean, just look back a couple of years ago. He won the King of the Ring tournament and then beat a fresh duo Maxwell all in the same night to win in his second reign as world champion. Look at that, Ziegler taunting, mocking the CM Universe, but that gives Shawn Porter time to recuperate, get back into the ring, and catch the Scotsman with a Russian leg sweep. Now a lion salt, the athleticism of the young up-and-coming Shawn on display. What agility. Knife edge chop, gonna light up that chest like it's the 4th of July. But now Ziegler has an opening, closes in a bit too quick though. Is Porter, ricochets off with an elbow right to the face, gonna cave it in. Now Ziegler looks to get off a power bomb, dropped into a face buster. Nice reversal there by Porter. Fireman's carry overhead, 1999 up in here, guys. A reversal fest ensuing. Arm drag, neither one of these guys can take control. This is nuts. Back and forth, tit for tat. Who's gonna get the upper hand? This is crazy. Oh, but Porter now. Ziegler out of the corner. O'Connor roll into the German suplex, but no bridge. Man, Shawn Porter is up against a huge challenge and Jacob Ziegler. But maybe, just maybe, Shawn can nab the upset. No. Ziegler countering with a clap to the temples and then a hip toss. Knee to the back of the head, gonna bust Shawn wide open as Ziegler, cocky, egotistical, and brash here, mocking Shawn Porter. Now a scoop slam attempted, but Shawn drops down behind, big time counter right there. He's gonna grab back control from Mr. Money in the Bank off the ropes with a rocket kick. The blood pouring down to Shawn's face, a nasty cut on his forehead. Jawbreaker, though, by Mr. Money in the Bank. And one half of the Fusion Tag Team Champions. Beautiful Tiger Bomb. Expertly executed into the pin as well. Looks to take it home, but just a 1 count. Back elbow right to the side of the head. That connected. STO with some oomph behind it into the pin as well. Just a 1 count. Up against a former 2-time Anarchy champion and a future, nearly guaranteed future world champion. That Money in the Bank contract giving Ziggler the chance to cash in anytime, anywhere for a world championship matchup. And of course, the current world champion, none other than his tag team partner in Hayden. Look at that trip up and just unloading with the right hands. This new vicious, rugged side of Ziggler. Now we've been seeing ever since he attacked his former best friend in Shane Scott, but a blue thunder bomb out of nowhere. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Whew, Porter just about taking it home right there. That woke Ziggler up. Now a Jawbreaker, distance between them, and Ziggler shoots in, crossface, the Hollywood hold in deep, but Deshaun rolls out of it. Porter able to escape the hold, as thrown overhead is Deshaun, and hung up to dry on the top rope. Into the pin. Will that be enough? Just a 2 count. And now Ziggler perhaps underestimating Deshaun Porter, who has given him a run for his money. Deshaun hooked to the jaw from behind now. Oh, nasty German suplex. The Georgia boy lets out a big old roar. As Ziggler is in the deep end, struggling to keep his head above the water. Into the corner. And Deshaun, perhaps a second time, was looking for that O'Connor roll German suplex. Wrong time to taunt right there, youngin'. Ziggler unloading. Look at the lethal kicks, the punches, the elbows. And finally a knee dug right into the temple. Ziggler, what's he going for here? Vertical suplex. The Scotsman holding in position. What strength here as Deshaun kicks his legs, the blood rushing to his head. Dropping him like a sack of stones. Just Deshaun's entire face now covered in blood. DDT. Big time impact. Ziggler looking over at Porter as now he lines up the shot. Looking to lock it in a second time, and there it is. Crossface applied, locked in. Will Deshaun be forced to submit? Yes, he will. Jacob Ziggler, with the Hollywood hold, submits Deshaun Porter. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink of water. Because what a match that was. Deshaun Porter took Ziggler to the limit. But the pride of Scotland starting to rack up those W's. This Sunday, the ATL as a unit challenged Ziggler and Hayden for the Fusion Tag Team titles. Can the Scotsman and the A-lister work together to retain the gold? Or will the chemistry of the ATL be too much for them to handle? All right, guys, time for our ready to get triggered because the tertiary main event of the evening. What a night it's been so far. But still some big matches to get to, including in our co-main event, literally big, as Damien will be taking on one half of Blood and Stone and Rise. And our main event still to come, the King of the Ring winner, Andrew Briggs, taking on Bison the Barbarian. But first, the Ballers Club, Chris Diamond and Ross, of course, flanked by Chase Henderson, taking on the certainly odd pairing of Matt Devious and light heavyweight champion Ryan Kent. As was announced earlier tonight, this Sunday, Ryan Kent will make his first defense of the light heavyweight title in his second reign against Chris Diamond and Matt Devious in a triple threat match. Tonight, though, the antagonist and the fire starter looking to see if they can coexist to try and knock off the Ballers Club, a common enemy, knowing that this Sunday they'll be facing off and only one man can walk out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That's right, we're going up north with the light heavyweight championship. Ken, of course, just winning it last Sunday at Validation, defeating Andrew Briggs. And there they are, flashy, extravagant, boastful, and most certainly egotistical, led by the baller himself, Chris Diamond. To the left there is Chase Henderson, and the right, WGW's light heavyweight champion, and Rob Cross. Of course, this is just going to be Diamond and Cross competing in this matchup with Henderson ringside. But certainly that's going to be something that Devious and Kent are going to have to keep an eye on. Chris Diamond, former Rising Star champion, alongside Harvey Hastings at Validation, were the only two survivors in the Team King versus Team Divine match. And oddly enough, Matt Devious was actually on that team with Diamond, but Devious was eliminated, going from being partners to being opponents tonight. There you have it, the Ballers Club. Again, it is just Diamond and Cross, though, competing here. Thought Tim was turning for a minute there. But no, it is the antagonist, the villain, the dirtiest of them all, Matt Devious. My fine feathered friends, with a new look. Oh boy, Matt Devious, one of the most, I think, underrated superstars, not just on Monday Night Fusion, but in all of CMV. Let's remember what this man did last season. He went on a, what was it? I think maybe 13, 14 match winning streak or so, beating some big names in that Ascendance, the grandest stage of them all. Matt Devious became Mr. Money in the Bank. Of course, we know the tragic story of how Ziggler and Shane Scott stole the briefcase from him. But now Devious trying to put that behind him and build a bright future for himself by becoming light heavyweight champion this Sunday. Tonight, though, Gotta be able to work together with this man. No, not that guy in the striped shirt. Believe it or not. That is not his partner. This guy. Ryan motherfucking Kent, ladies and gentlemen, the most decorated superstar in CMV history. Ryan Kent said himself last week that even though he's light heavyweight champion once again, he has still got his eyes on that grand prize of the World Championship. But remember what Ryan Kent did in his first reign as light heavyweight champion. He set the record for most defenses as a champion in CMV at 9. But his first defense and his second reign this Sunday is certainly not going to be an easy one. Two tough opponents in Chris Diamond and Matt Devious in a triple threat where he doesn't even have to be pinned or submitted, doesn't have to be involved in the decision to lose his title. But right here, it'll be Diamond and Devious starting things off with their respective teams. Devious with a little new hairstyle for himself as well. God damn, what a start. Diamond with a, I don't even know what the fuck to call that quite honestly, but it looks like it did some damage to Devious's knees. So that's certainly not great. I wouldn't call Devious a high flyer, no risk taker, but he does use a lot of kicks, a lot of knees in his arsenal. So taking out his legs most definitely would be a smart game plan for the Ballers Club here. Arm wrench now. Ooh! Ooh! Oh my God, that might have knocked out a tooth. What a kick right there by the antagonist. Diamond, though, bouncing right back up, taking it with a pinch of salt. Now in a seated position. Down on one knee, Diamond. Oh, with a kick right across the face. Now shoots in, targeting that leg once again. Tripping him up. Oh, snap to the knee. Up to the thighs, maybe going for a tag, but okay. The hell is Diamond doing here? A little bit confused as to how he wants to proceed. Giving Devious a lot of time to recuperate. Front headlock now, though. And the Baller has Matt right where he wants him, knee to the chest. Creating some distance now. Okay, so yeah, we definitely, look at that dragon scooter after the shin breaker. The game plan clear as day. Target the legs. Chris Diamond going hard right now with a single underhook DDT to follow through. Springboard, Phoenix Splash off the ropes. Diamond, I might not like his personality. He's cocky, egotistical, brash, disrespectful, but every time he's in the ring, he impresses me. Devious with a little cheeky kick to the back of the head. That's going to give him the opening that he needs now. Irish whip into the corner. Looks to make a tag to the light heavyweight champion. Their partners tonight, opponents this Sunday. Has launched his Diamond right into a forearm smash. And now the fire starter leaping out with an elbow drop. Ryan Kent feeling like a risk taker. We all know Kent should know him better than the back of our hands. Misses that double accent, although that's why he is not a high flyer. So I was about to touch on is that Kent is a brawler and a powerhouse through and through. His brother Sean over on Genesis, the high flyer, the agile one of the family, but break your neck foundation. Getting delivered right there swiftly to the light heavyweight champ. Now wasting no time. He knows he has Kent hurting for certain. Tucking those knees again as he slams him into the canvas. Unique offense right there. Roll through though, trying to, no. I thought Kent might try to steal it with a cheeky surprise pin, but instead the power to roll through with that power bomb. Now Kent talking that trash, pointing down at Diamond like, the fuck is this guy? This right here is trash. Ain't no baller. Oh my God, the teeth. And as the knee gets dug right into the chest and jaw. Diamond now going for the legs of Ken with a shin breaker followed by a dragon screw. Gonna go to the corner. The former Rising Star champion mocking, trying to get under the skin of the CMV universe. No fan favorites exactly in this matchup. All four of these guys, you know, different reasons for the fans to not like them that much. Diamond right now is all over Ryan Kent. Camel clutch position, just unloading with these right hands across the forehead. Single underhook. DDT! Once again delivered to perfection, and Diamond single-handedly just dominating Matt Devious and Ryan Kent in this match. Are we finally going to see the tag to Rob Cross? Nope. Instead, a high kick and then a cartwheel moonsault out of the corner into the pin as well, middle of the ring. Diamond looking for a big win, but only a 1 count. Elbow, though, never count out. The fire starter, because he'll pull one of these right out of his ass. Single knee face breaker. Vintage Kent, who now takes a bow toward the hard camera. This is a big test for both Diamond and Devious this Sunday at Sacrifice, but right now, the Baller looking to bring this match to an end. A little bit of an airplane spin dropped into the TKO. And although Devious is trying to give Kent a little bit of time to recuperate by distracting referee Murphy, it might not be enough. Diamond into the pin, but Devious making the save. Not because he's a friend of Kent's, but because if Kent loses this match, so does he. Now Rob Cross taken out of the fray. Accidentally, Diamond putting his own partner on the shelf for the time being. Once again, lining up the shot as Kent dropped with the TKO a second time. Far off into the corner. Can Diamond try and take the win here? 1, 2, no, only a 2 count. I don't know where the hell Devious went. But Rob Cross is back to his seat, makes his way to the apron, into his corner, and the Baller with a shooting star press. But that's going to come back to bite him. 1 risk too many taken, and now Kent seizes control and is looking to embarrass the Baller here on Fusion number 111. Right up the old asshole with the tip of his boot. And look at that, Kent to the corner, taunting right in Devious's face. Devious jumping off the apron, not liking that disrespect. Kent doesn't give 2 shits though. He don't need nobody, as now he looks to seize the opportunity. And the Kent clash into the pin, but Rob Cross gonna be there to make the save. Devious mean mugging Cross back out into his corner. You can see the rift here between Devious and Kent. Both not exactly team players, with each other at least. Diamond though, looking to mount a comeback here. Couple of double axe handles now, a roll through, boot to the side of the head, and Kent backs into the corner of the Ballers Club. Not a place that he wants to be. Knife edge chop. Gonna let up that chest and a tag down to Rob Cross, legal for the first time, as out of the corner. What the hell do we got here? Enziguri high knee combo, and Cross with a Northern Lights suplex to follow. 1, 2, only a 2 count though. Kent, one of the most, if not the most resilient men in all of CMV. But a hot tag, and here comes the antagonist, Matt Devious, fired up and ready to go. Chest bump, now a clothesline. And another clothesline. Not a third, but blocks the kick with a knee to the thigh, and a third one. Brings it all together. The villain. Now with a kick to that midsection. Pump handle set up. Ooh, driver. The former Money in the Bank holder bringing Rob Cross up to a vertical base as now he looks to pull off an alley-oop, but rolls through into a victory roll. Cross looks to steal it. One. Oh, counters though. What? Oh, counters. 1, 2. Counter. 1. Counter. 1, 2. And a kick out finally. What a spot right there in this match. Devious getting the temples clapped. I believe he might have had a signature reverse, which is not good news for him. Rob Cross, Irish whip into the corner. Ryan Kent still down, and now a tag to Diamond. Oh no, there's Kent. The light heavyweight champion up in time just to see this rolling fireman's carry senton, followed by double boots to the midsection. The exclamation point right there. Is Murphy gonna count the pin? There you go, buddy. 1, 2, just a 2 count. This matchup gonna continue, but Devious is not in a good way right now. Look at these knees being delivered. Nasty execution by Chris Diamond as he looks to maybe collapse a lung. Back into the corner. Quick tag gonna bring Rob Cross in. And they're just gonna change positions. Another rolling fireman's carry senton, and now Cross with double boots to the gut. Kent trying to distract referee Murphy, but it might be to no avail. No, Kent makes the save as Diamond had his back turned. Rob Cross looking at Kent like, you bitch. Cross now putting his eyes back on the objective. Matt Devious has got to be hurting in a big, big way right now. If I were him, I'd be looking for a tag, but no. The antagonist instead clapping the temples of Cross. Now a hook to the jaw, and from behind, slits the throat, down onto the knee, Devious. Nasty execution right there. And now, lining up the shot, looking for that big comeback. Vintage Devious, vintage Devious. Devious Dean's locked in. That cross arm chicken wing in deep, but Cross escapes. Cross escaping. That's what Devious utilized last season to tear through the Fusion roster. But now Cross with a pile driver. Holy shit. Kick to the gut. The WGW light heavyweight champion looking to put the final nail in the coffin with a big time sit out last ride power bomb. Will that do it? No, it will not. Devious fighting through the pain, scratching and crawling. But how much can he endure? There's got to be a breaking point. Forearm smash gonna send Devious stumbling backwards. As Cross with the sunset flip powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. As Diamond takes out Kent, the Ballers Club stand victorious. Kent to his feet and not looking happy. And throughout that match, we saw that Devious and Kent were having a tough time working together. And in the end, that came back to bite them because the Ballers Club, a cohesive unit. And Diamond gonna get himself the momentum heading into that triple threat light heavyweight title match this Sunday. And as we make it to the co-main event of the evening here on Monday Night Fusion number 111, my friends, we have some big news, excuse me, coming from the general manager's office, from Big Johnny himself, a shakeup to the sacrifice card this Sunday, guys, because, of course, my bad. As I was saying, at Validation, remember, we learned that Schmitty had been found and would be returning to CMV at Sacrifice against Damien inside of Hell in a Cell, a way by Samson to get back at Schmitty, of course, for all that he did last season. You know that Samson wasn't going to let Schmitty just walk back into CMV, and not get any sort of repercussion for all that he did to Samson and his family last season. But Laura begged him, said, Daddy, please give him back his job. Let him compete with the baby on the way. They need the money. But I just received word earlier tonight during the show, guys, that Samson has pulled Damien from that matchup. It'll no longer be Damien taking on Schmitty inside of Hell in a Cell, but rather General Manager Johnny Sampson has concocted something perhaps even more destructive and truly scary. Just right down scary for Schmitty, because Bison is going to be taking on Schmitty instead. Bison, Schmitty, Hell in a Cell this Sunday at Sacrifice. We know the history that Bison and Schmitty share. Remember, Schmitty made his debut in CMV by losing to Bison at last year's Validation. And I guess after Damien was defeated last week by Shanaz Andoni, General Manager Johnny Sampson changed his mind about putting Damien in that position instead of using Damien as his sword, if you will. Has selected Bison. And if you ask me, if you want my personal take on this decision by Big Johnny, I think that this is, don't get me wrong, Damien has proved this season that he is an absolute force to be reckoned with. There's a reason he's 16-1, but if you ask me, I think that Bison is from Samson's standpoint, is a better pick, because even though we just got a tweet right here from Schmitty that says doesn't matter, like I said, Schmitty made his debut in CMV in the tug of war match at last year's Validation, losing to Bison. And remember, Schmitty went on a tangent for months and months afterwards about how he was going to bring Bison to court and sue him for wearing those horns. So deep down inside, Samson knows that Schmitty has some kind of fear for Bison, and locked inside Hell in a Cell. Samson turning it up a notch, guys, but I also received word that Damien is still going to be in action this Sunday. He'll be taking on Shanaz Andoni in their rubber match. Because it was last week, of course, that Damien took his first loss. He went to 16-1 when Andoni pinned him and defeated him. Of course, after Damien absolutely obliterated him at Validation, remember, but they're going to settle the beef tiebreaker. The rubber match that we're wanting to see will go down this Sunday. Gotta wonder how Damien feels about this change. I don't really think Damien cares about who's put in his way, so long as he has the chance to get his hands on a slab of meat and tear somebody apart. Right out of the gate here, though, Damien looking to bounce back, return to his winning ways. Yes, I heard people talking all week long. Oh, Damien finally beaten, so he is just a man. This, that, and the other thing, but 16-1 is still an extraordinarily impressive record to have. 16 men Damien has obliterated, and most of them under 5 minutes. And it's not looking like Rise is going to be much different, judging by the start of this matchup. The former Fusion Tag Team Champion is getting tossed around like a rag doll by the Gargoyle of Destruction. And right out of the ring with that clothesline, just like a bag of garbage. You know, Damien's pissed. He's livid. He's got to be feeding to get this win. And it's just unfortunate that Rise was put in his path, or maybe not. Maybe Rise can play off of what Shanaz did last week and make Damien 16-2. Head getting clonked off that ring post. We're already at the count of 4 here. You know, at least Rise is a better challenge, I'd say, for Damien. Both men roughly the same size. You know what they say, pick on someone your own size. I mean, Damien's taken on some big men in his career. But I'm going to say most did not match his size, his speed, his weight, if you will. Of course, Blood and Stone, Rise, and Bloody Justice are coming off a win from last week over the ATL, though it was via countout. So Rise bringing a little bit of momentum into this matchup with him. A couple of back elbows right there, going to allow Damien to escape us. Now he shoots that big meaty claw, looking to wrap it around Rise's throat. Rise knew it was coming, but he can't battle it back for very long. All the way up and back down again with a choke slam from the deepest depths of hell. Stomp now onto the arm as Damien with a Rings of Saturn locked in, wrenching on that neck as he has the arms trapped. Damien looking to pick up a submission win here. But he's forced to let go. Rise apparently wasn't going to be tapping, but to Rise countering the Virus Slam. Rise well aware he's obviously done his homework, that nobody to date has been able to kick out of the Virus Slam. Shanaz last week did beat Damien, but Damien wasn't able to get the Virus Slam off in time. One of the most deadly maneuvers, I'd say the most deadly maneuver in CMV today is that Virus Slam. But look at Damien getting manhandled, not for long though. Battling out of that military press, and now a second time, choke slam delivered flush. Damien dragging Rise's body away from the ropes as now he pushes his boot down into the gut of the former tag team champion. One of the bigger challenges for Damien so far in his CMV career. Of course, this Sunday, the Rotor match looks to prove that Damien, Shanaz getting that win over him last week was nothing more than a fluke. But here we go. Damien with that deadly Virus Slam. Hooks the leg quickly into the pin. 1, 2, 3, and still nobody can kick out of that Virus Slam. Damien back to his winning ways. 17-1. A shake-up to the sacrifice card indeed. As this Sunday, Damien will take on Shanaz Andoni, while Bison will battle the returning Schmitty inside of Hell in a Cell. But it doesn't matter to the Gargoyle Destruction. Like I said, I don't think he cares who is put in his way, so long as he can cause some mayhem and destruction. And now, my friends, it is time for our main event of the evening. God, I think I hate losing my voice more than anything. Hopefully Tuesday and Wednesday will be. I'm just not going to talk at all. Hopefully I can get my voice back before Reality Wrestling. Pushing through, though, for the main event. Woo! Big dog. Because it is a big one indeed. Andrew Briggs toe-to-toe with Bison, the winner, against the OG monster of CMV. And now both these men with big matches coming up their way. 6 days' time. Sacrifice. We know that in the main event, it is the biggest match of Andrew Briggs' career. The first time ever he is main eventing a pay-per-view. Well, that's wrong. It was back at Exodus that he main evented in the Elimination Chamber. But truly, that's one thing, but getting a singles main event spot on a pay-per-view, that is big. And it is for the grandest prize in CMV, that undisputed world championship. He challenges the A-lister, Hayden Kitely. They have never fought before, but tonight, Andrew Briggs is facing a man he has fought twice before, and on both occasions, he has emerged victorious. Briggs wants this last bit of momentum heading into the biggest moment of his life. But with the news that Bison will be getting locked inside of Hell in a Cell against Schmitty this Sunday, you know that the Beast is going to be hungrier than ever. Andrew Briggs outbested 7 other men at King of the Ring to go down in the history books. Now he receives his prize this Sunday. Even though Briggs has got to be confident that the 2 times these men have fought before, he has won. I know that Briggs is not a stupid man, and I know that he's not going to be cocky. I know that he knows better than that, and that he's not going to underestimate the Beast here. Bison is in a foul mood after what happened at Validation when he challenged Hayden for the world title. We saw what he did last week to Zach Smith. The fans voted for this matchup. The CMV universe wanted to see this. And there he is. The Beast, the monster, the behemoth, Bison, the Barbarian. Back in CMV, and with a bloodlust that he seeks to satiate. I never have, but I especially do not envy Schmitty when it comes to sacrifice and being trapped, being locked like a bull in a pen with this man. But it's actually the same boat that, because Bison has never had a one-on-one matchup inside of Hell in a Cell, but he was involved in an Armageddon Hell in a Cell way back when in season 2. But Schmitty has Hell in a Cell match experience as well. Remember, last year Purgatory, he beat Brody Sampson, but Brody Sampson is a far different competitor than Bison is, as this match starts off with these two veterans fueling each other out a little bit. Pop a power slam, and there we go, baby. Now it's getting turned up a notch. Every season, these two guys have a one-on-one match. Season 2, Season 3, or rather, Season 3, Season 4 now. Season 5, beautiful drop kick there by Briggs. You know that Hayden, he wasn't here tonight, but I'm sure he's in his hotel room or wherever he is. He's keeping an eye on this matchup. Because even though Hayden wouldn't have you know it, he's doing his homework on Briggs. Like I said, they've never fought before. Andrew Briggs and Hayden have never gone one-on-one before. I don't know that they've ever even shared a ring, any multi-man matches or anything. It's a new ball field for both men. Right now, Briggs is in there with someone he's very familiar with. Starting off back and forth between these two. Jawbreaker by Bison, runs right into a DDT, though. Does the King of the Ring winner. Elbow there. Gonna get Briggs back up to his feet. And a nice enziguri right to the back of the head, a kick to the shoulder to follow through. The record-setting 3-time light heavyweight champion, severely outsized. Bison has the weight advantage, the strength advantage, but Andrew Briggs far more quicker. Nice counter right there. Not to say that, but I think that's part of what makes Bison so dangerous, is he's so big and he's so quick, as it might be a matter of time for Andrew Briggs to lose to Bison. Into the pin there, but just a 2 count. Bison thinking that would have been enough, but now immediately back on the hunt, and maybe it is finally Briggs' time. Maybe his number is up, as Bison with the Iron Maiden locked in, cinched in deep, wrenching on that head and crunching down on the spine, and Andrew Briggs taps. Briggs taps, and Bison is victorious. Just like that. Bison finally defeats Andrew Briggs, and on the eve of the biggest match of Briggs' career, couldn't have come at a worse time, but the Iron Maiden claims yet another victim as Briggs submits to the monster. And that is what Schmitty will be facing this Sunday inside of Hell in a Cell. But the question is, will Briggs be able to recuperate? Will he be able to pull off the upset of the century and become world champion? All those answers will be coming our way this Sunday. All the questions are gonna finally get their answers. But folks, thank you for joining me. As always, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you follow me so that you know when I go live, you get a notification. Episodes are on my YouTube channel, which is linked on my Twitch info page. If you goes out, !join in the chat right there. We'll give you a link to our website. If you would like to join the show and have your call featured, you are more than welcome. All you got to do is register. It takes under 2 minutes. !CMV will let you know a little bit more about us. Official CMV _ is our Twitter, if you'd like to follow that for all that good Twitter stuff. But I will see you guys on Thursday, hopefully with a better voice. And I most certainly do hope that you join us this Sunday for what is going to be one hell of a pay-per-view in Sacrifice.